This year I'm very excited to welcome back a very familiar face, somebody who's been chair of our county commission a few times. It's your favorite District 5 commissioner and mine. An honor and a pleasure to welcome to the stage to share with you our successes of Seminole County, Chairman Brenda Carey. Come on up.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be here with y'all today, and it's certainly an honor and a privilege to present the state of the county. We'd like to thank the Chamber, our sponsors, and all of you for being here to support this event today. The state of the county has become a tradition over the last 24 years. It's an opportunity for us to share our accomplishments over the last year and also to share our thoughts as we chart the course moving forward. But without you, our county leaders, our elected officials, our nonprofit partners, the journey to make Seminole County a special place on the map would not be possible. Our federal and state partners set the direction and navigate crucial decisions impacting Florida. This group of advocates could not be with us today, but I'd like to recognize them for our service, so let's give them a round of applause. Locally, our county is led by the Board of County Commissioners, and in 2018, we welcomed 2 new elected members. While many of you know Amy Lockhart from her years of service on the Seminole County Public School Board, let's learn a little more about our new District 4 County Commissioner.
Tim and I have been married for 25 years. We have 2 kids. My family and I moved to Seminole County in 2001. We actually grew up in South Florida and moved up to Central Florida in 1996. Our daughter was born in Altamont Springs. And now we're looking, colleges and the idea of, we're going to be empty nesters. And so we decided the best thing to do would be to adopt a puppy. I had an opportunity to work for some time in the private sector as a consultant doing marketing and sales, but in 2004 had the opportunity to go back to work full-time, working for Seminole County government as a county employee. And I was there for 8 years and then had the great, awesome job of planning the county's centennial celebration, the county's 100th birthday. And then, of course, I ran for school board in 2012 and shifted gears from supporting and being a public servant as an employee in an appointed position to continuing to be a public servant in an elected position. I am so excited about the opportunity to redevelop the Five Points complex. It's about the way that we work together in local government. It's really a paradigm shift, the way I see it, in the way that the school district, the county commission, the college, the health department, the way we can all work together to serve our citizens and our local business community. I've made the decision, some people thought I was crazy, to put my cell phone number on my business card. But I put it there because I want people to use it. I want you to reach out. If you need something, I need to know about it. We can't fix what we don't know about, and we need to make sure that we're in touch with the people that we're representing. And that's why we're there, is to help.
And as a former chairman of the Planning and Zoning Board, Jay Zimbauer is also no stranger to public service. Let's hear a little more about our new District 2 Commissioner.
I've lived in Seminole County for approximately 36 years, raised my family here in the Chuleota area with my wife of 39 years and my 2 children. I've spent the majority of my life here in Seminole County as a businessman. I've run Zimbauer's Auto Center in Altamont Springs since 1974 with my family, as well as I do automotive forensic work and investigating traffic homicides and death caused by defects in the automotive products or automobiles themselves. Well, when I'm not working either in the public or private sector, I enjoy hiking. I enjoy anything that involves water or outdoor nature. I enjoy shooting. I enjoy hunting. I enjoy kayaking and canoeing. I was successful in my business career. My children are now raised with a daughter at George Washington University and my son in the family business. I decided it was my time to try to give back to the community and make sure that Seminole County continues to have great schools, great quality of life, and hopefully leave the county in a better position than when I came. As a commissioner, there's a lot of things I want to look at, but specifically, we have some park and trail systems that are missing connectivity. I want to really focus on connecting our parks and trail systems together, as well as increasing better flow of traffic through our infrastructure system countywide. You know, as a commissioner, I have an open door policy. I would urge people to reach out to my office anytime they have a concern or a need or an idea. I'm looking forward to a lot of input from the people and the residents and the county.
So as you've heard, your commissioners have backgrounds in public education, real estate, automotive, engineering, and government. Commissioners Constantine, Delary, Lockhart, and Zimbauer, would you please all stand to be recognized? There are many others in our community who contribute to the exceptional standards that we have grown accustomed to. And so I'd like to acknowledge our 5 constitutional officers. If you would please stand when I call your name. Property Appraiser David Johnson, Sheriff Dennis Lima, Clerk of the Court Grant Malloy, Tax Collector Joel Greenberg, and our newly appointed Supervisor of Elections Chris Anderson. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Our 7 cities forge a path toward a unique quality of life for our residents. Altamont Springs, Castleberry, Lake Mary, Longwood, Oviedo, Sanford, and Winter Springs all welcomed new commissioners or council members this past year. If you are a newly elected city representative, please stand and remain standing. Please stand, all the newly elected representatives. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, if all of our veteran city commissioners, council members, and mayors would please stand and join your colleagues, we'll recognize all of our city representatives. Charting a course for excellence in education begins with a distinguished school board, which also welcomed 2 new board members last year. Newly elected board members Christine Kraus and Amy Pinnock, please stand and remain standing. Let's recognize the 2 new members. And they are joined by Chairman Tina Calderon and school board members Karen Allman and Abby Sanchez. This group is rounded out by the leadership of Superintendent Walt Griffin. Would you all please stand to be recognized? Our school system is key to our quality of life, and Seminole County Public Schools have been A-rated for the last 18 out of 19 years, and they continue to have the highest graduation rate in all of the Central Florida school districts. Last fall, Millennium Middle School, the fine and performing arts magnet, opened its new state-of-the-art facility next door to Midway Elementary School, which is the elementary art magnet. With the relocation of Millennium Middle, the school board was able to open the Seminole High School 9th grade center on the former Millennia site. This provided much needed capacity at the Seminole High School campus, which Seminole is still the largest high school in our county and is home to the state-of-the-art Career and Technical Education Center, which offers educational opportunities in aviation and automotive and collision repairs. 62% of Seminole County Public Schools seniors who pursue higher education choose Seminole State. With 4 physical campuses and exciting new programs, it's no surprise that students choose to stay close to home. The Altamont Springs campus is home to the Seminole State's nationally recognized nursing programs, offering both RN and BSN programs. Their success record is outstanding. They have a 100% state board passing rate. The main Sanford Lake Mary campus recently opened a new $25 million student center, which was dedicated to the longest-serving president, Dr. Ian McGee. With the ebb and flow of leadership, it creates new opportunity. And last August, we welcomed Dr. Georgia Lorenz to our community as the 3rd president of Seminole State. Please Prior to joining Seminole State, Dr. Lorenz served as the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Santa Monica College in California. She brings more than 20 years of higher education experience to the college. So let's welcome Dr. Lorenz to Seminole County. While education plays such an important role in our quality of life, public safety is another important ingredient to our success story. Our county general fund and fire fund provide more than $200 million annually for public safety. Sheriff Lima has made some changes to his organization, which have had a positive impact on community policing. Let's hear some of the highlights creating the success story of the Sheriff's Office.
In 2018, we continue to honor our commitment to reducing crime. Despite Seminole County's growing population, we experienced a 15% year-to-year decrease in serious crimes like home and vehicle burglaries. SCSO is committed to life-saving. Our deputies rescued a 3-year-old girl from a hot car, a motorist who had her legs severed in an accident on I-4. Both recovered.
Come here, wake up.
In dozens of incidents, deputies revived with Narcan people overdosing on opioids. To combat this crisis, CCIB agents took down 2 networks of fentanyl and heroin dealers. With the full support of the Board of County Commission and Seminole County Public Schools, SCSO increased our commitment to school safety, adding another resource deputy at our largest high schools. In the wake of Hurricane Michael, SCSO deployed a team to help neighbors in devastated Calhoun County.
You're giving up family time. You're giving up your homes and coming and staying in bunks and whatever, to accommodate us.
Months later, we organized a Christmas drive for children of that rural region. That same day, our Christmas Village charity event benefited hundreds of underserved children here locally. When 2 deputies were shot and killed in Gilchrist County, SCSO deployed to patrol their streets and plan the funeral for 2 heroes. In 2018, we committed to taking on dispatch services for the city of Lake Mary. SCSO now serves unincorporated Seminole County and 6 of our 7 municipalities. Events like Shop with the Sheriff and the Halloween Spooktacular created positive interaction with children and families. We traced an old badge found buried in the woods to our second man ever deputized more than 100 years ago. To honor our commitment to local history, we donated the relic to the Seminole County History Museum. The buried badge video earned SCSO its first ever Emmy Award.
I'm Sheriff Dennis Lima, and we are SCSO.
Thank you, Sheriff Lima, for setting the course for our public safety here in this community. And we are so proud of the fact that you are heading this opioid task force for the state. Let's give Sheriff Lima another round of applause. The Sheriff's Office is complemented by fire and emergency medical services provided by the Seminole County Fire Department. Last year, the County Fire Department responded to nearly 42,000 service calls. 71% of our calls are emergency medical services, and fire crews saved our citizens more than $12 million in property damage. The 1-cent infrastructure sales tax supported the purchase of $3.5 million worth of fire equipment, including Fire Engine 26, the replacement of Tower 27, and a new Special Hazards and Operations Unit. To ensure stem-to-stern coverage in our county, we recently opened Station 29, the county's 20th fire station, and the first new fire station in as many years. The station provides coverage to the communities along 417 and the Aloma area. Let's hear more about the newest asset from Fire Chief Mark Oakes.
2, 3.
Today is a historical day for Seminole County Fire Department. This is the first fire station opening for expanded services we've done for more than 20 years. There was a community need, and by virtue of where the station sits, the road network, the Loma and 417 corridor. We're just now providing the service that was needed in this area. We were experiencing response times in this area on the best end 5 to 6 minutes and the upper ends of 10 minutes. We've now reduced those response times to an area of 3 to 5 minutes.
We are a blessed community to be able to have the commissioners that did such a great job to get this done for Jamestown, and we just want to say thank you to them.
The highlights were some of the traditions that we did, and that was taking the hose and coupling it, demonstrating the fire department and the community together, bridging that and coupling that together. One of the other traditions that dates back to the 1800s is when the firefighters would push in the horse-drawn fire equipment because the horses couldn't back it in. So we demonstrated our on-duty crew pushing in the engine company. And last but not least, we actually had all 4 fire chiefs for Seminole County present today, and we had a nice picture taken.
On this day, Thursday, December 13th, 2018, Seminole County Fire Department Station 29 is officially now in service. May the crews at Station 29 always be safe while responding, brave in their duties, and compassionate in their care.
Our county was very lucky this past year to be spared from any serious storm damage, but our team of experts did respond and send recovery support to the Panhandle for Hurricanes Florence and Michael. However, September the 11th of last year marked 1 year anniversary of when Hurricane Irma made landfall in our county. Emergency Manager Alan Harris is going to share how we've become more resilient to disasters.
We've made significant improvements at the shelters. Shelter kits were enhanced with more reliable radios, better lighting systems, and overall larger quantities of supplies. The Sharing Center even donated children games to add to the shelter kits. We worked with Seminole County Public Schools and visited 18 emergency shelters to ensure shelter capacities and emergency power capabilities are up to par. We partnered with Nemours Care Connect program to offer free telemedicine for shelter clients who are in non-emergency medical needs. We've updated our technology to offer more real-time information. Emergency management officials statewide implemented WebEOC, a web-based incident management system adopted by all regional jurisdictions. It improves resource allocation, coordination, and communication between all responding entities. We've pioneered emergency power planning for healthcare facilities, and as a result have the highest rate of compliance for large counties statewide. We partnered with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office Elders Affairs Unit to develop a process for well-being checks at residential healthcare facilities after widespread power outages. We're also procuring additional emergency generators to provide backup power sources at critical infrastructures. We've contracted with American Sign Language interpreters to help convey county messaging during times of disaster. Irma's taught us many valuable lessons and also helped us to continue to build a more resilient community.
Let's give that team a round of applause. We recently commenced the removal of the storm debris in the county's waterways. This effort was primarily funded through a $2.1 million grant and serves as flood mitigation measures, ensuring that continuous flows of our waterways in the area by removing trees and other debris that ended up in our creeks after Hurricane Irma. Protection of our lakes and waterways is imperative to ensure that we do remain Florida's natural choice. Let's hear more about the county's management of our natural resources from Commissioner Constantine.
As we all know, Florida depends upon water, and we here in Seminole County are no different. We have had a great deal of problems throughout the state of Florida when it comes to water, quality and quantity. We're doing our share here in the county known as the natural choice to do everything we can to promote clean, quality water. Recently, in the Black Hammock area of Lake Jessup, we restored the historic meanders of the channelized creek, Salt Creek, removed the muck and invasive plants from Sweetwater Creek, and connected the historic floodplain, which has improved the water quality and reduced potential flooding. Ongoing planting of native vegetation will continue to provide stabilization of the bottom sediments of our creeks and lakes and help prevent erosion. Another area we've dredged and replanted is Lake Asher. This lake is located in the west side of the county within the Bear Lake chain. During the 1960s, the toll of pollution in Lake Jesup became apparent. We learned we could do better and came up with a restoration plan. As a result, over the past 2 decades, Seminole County has seen drastic improvements in the water flowing into Lake Jesup. It's our job as the Board of County Commissioners to ensure that we are approving necessary measures to continue to improve the water quality. We've adopted the strongest fertilizer ordinance in the state. It decreases the amount of undesirable nutrients making their way into our water bodies through runoff. Through education outreach programs, we are connecting with our constituents to ensure they understand the importance of the ordinance. In the future, we are looking to move forward with the Lakeshore Protection Ordinance, creating common sense, responsible shoreline vegetation management practices to further protect and restore our precious water resources for generations to come. We in Seminole County have the responsibility to take care of not only our precious water resources, but to be the leader throughout the state of Florida.
Seminole County continues to chart the course for transportation infrastructure by utilizing the voter-approved 1-cent infrastructure sales tax. Our residents clearly see the value of funding connectivity and mobility and have renewed this penny tax 3 times since 1991. Last year, more than $76 million in infrastructure sales tax were collected. 25% of that goes to the Seminole County school system. The remaining funds are used to support the infrastructure projects throughout the 7 cities and the county. Just last year, Seminole County government implemented $41 million in new projects thanks to that penny. Let's learn more about these projects from Commissioner DeLaurie.
Transportation. It's what makes us different here in Seminole County than the surrounding counties. It's this partnership between us, the 7 cities, and our school board. This one penny, your money, that truly separates us from the surrounding counties. I'm going to show you the power of this penny. Follow me. Here we are, middle of downtown Oviedo. You can see the school, Oviedo High School. 2-lane road needs to be widened, no doubt about it. We're taking this road to 4 lanes. Let me show you what that could look like. Again, in Oviedo, this has already been widened from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. This is what that other piece could look like in front of Oviedo High School. It's much needed, isn't it? Downtown Sanford. We already did phase 1 and phase 2 of the Riverwalk. You can see the beautiful Lake Monroe next to me. This is a partnership with DOT and the city of Sanford. We're taking this trail all the way down past the zoo to I-4. It's needed. Really? Here we are again. City of Winter Springs, 434 by the 417, 2-lane road. I can tell you that these neighborhoods, they have more than a difficult time getting out of the neighborhoods. Good luck. It needs to go to 4 lanes. We're making it happen. Partnership between Oviedo, Winter Springs, and DOT. Again, let me show you. That penny, when it's added to so many other pennies, it makes a lot of sense. Here we are, Heathrow area, Orange Boulevard. Serious issues here. 2 lanes road. We need to put a sidewalk. We need to put an extra lane. We need to put a bicycle trail. I've tried riding my bicycle here. You're taking your life in your hands. We're fixing it. Your penny again at work. Here we are in Castleberry, Oxford Road by the High Line. This area needs a lot of help, more than TLC. We're widening this road from 2 lanes to 4 lanes. A true economic incentive for not just this area, but the city of Castleberry.
I don't know how I got stuck in this video. This is DeLaurie's video. I've already done mine.
Reinhardt Road. I can tell you, this is not going to be an easy fix. A lot of planning's happening. We're truly partnering with DOT and the city of Lake Mary. Thank you, Lake Mary, for that input. We haven't figured out what to do yet, so stay tuned. I could be snapping my fingers all day long and showing you countless other projects, but I have to tell you, this penny makes a lot of sense when we're all behind it, and it all takes all of us together to make this penny to what it is for us. Seminole County truly makes sense, and we're going to make it happen.
So you can see it takes a good sense of humor to be serving on the county commission as well. And thank you for my colleagues for humoring us a little bit with that video. I thought it was great. Another funding mechanism that has benefited our county is our tourist development tax, generated exclusively by a tax on hotel rooms and supported primarily by visitors. This tax increased over 10% last year, and our hotels have seen a 3% increase in their occupancy on the weekends. And we believe that this is largely due to the opening of Boom Bah Sports Complex. Since it opened in May of 2016, the sports complex has hosted more than 8,000 sports teams, 350,000 visitors who booked more than 35,000 hotel room nights and generated over $53 million in economic impact for our businesses in Seminole County. In 2018 alone, the county hosted over 108 events at our 11 county sports venues, which generated 34,000 room nights and almost $40 million in economic impact, making it our best year on record of sports tourism. And we're not slowing down. To give you an example of the recent activity, in the first 30 days of this year alone, we had 4 major sports events that were hosted in this county: ECNL Boys Soccer, ECNL Girls Soccer, Youth Baseball and Softball Nationals, and the Women's National Field Hockey Tournament. Why is this important? These 4 events alone generated more than 8,500 hotel room nights and an economic impact of $7 million, catapulting us toward this year's goal of 40,000 room nights and a $48 million economic impact to Seminole County. In addition, the sports complex was recognized by Sports Events magazine last year as one of the 9 American ballpark events that every event planner must see. We also received an award from the Florida Recreation and Parks Association for Excellence in Sports Tourism last August. Speaking of visitors, the Orlando Sanford International Airport recently celebrated reaching 3 million passengers in 1 year. The $65 million terminal expansion project couldn't come at a better time, as this airport continues to grow and see record-breaking growth with a 6% increase in 2018. More than 20% of the terminal project was completed at the end of January. While our visitors experience our simpler, faster, better airport and our state-of-the-art sports facilities, our residents also enjoy these facilities all throughout our county. Our library system continues to be a treasured resource for our residents as well. The 5 branches welcomed over 1.5 million visitors last year. And while we can boast the lowest total operating expense in the state, in the last 5 years, our visitors have increased over 50%. Visitors who come to the libraries not only for library services, but also for programs, including the innovative Seminole Teens Empower and Mentor program. This program encourages young women to be engaged in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics by connecting middle school teens with high school mentors for weekly STEM projects. This project also earned Seminole County the prestigious Florida Library Association Youth Services Award in 2018. Last year, over 11,000 residents participated in guided hikes, classes, and other programs at our 6,600 acres of natural lands. In addition, the field trips to the Ed Yarborough Nature Center increased by 142%. You know, Seminole County is known for thinking outside the box, and 2018 was no exception. Through a series of unique circumstances, we pursued the first of its kind exchange opportunity with the Florida Communities Trust. No one has ever asked Florida Communities Trust to unwind a deal that was made over 15 years ago. You see, Florida Communities Trust had provided $1.8 million in grant funding to acquire land at State Road 434 and 417 for Jetta Point Park. At the time the prior commission entered into this agreement, a park at that location may have made sense. But with everything that has happened around that area, it doesn't make a lot of sense today. Many of you may recall the community outcry when the county proposed to build the sports complex on this 40-acre site. So in 2016, when the Rolling Hills Golf Course closed, We formally applied to Florida Communities Trust to unwind the Jeddah Point Park deal because of the great opportunity that existed to create an urban park in the middle of unincorporated Longwood. The grant exchange and the purchase of Rolling Hills was finalized in August. The cleanup of the property began in September, and our staff continues to work with the surrounding communities to transform this blighted golf course into a public recreational park. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This project will develop in phases, which will include public trails, a picnic pavilion, and landscape improvements during phase 1. Future phases may include fishing docks, dog parks, playgrounds, community gardens, or other recreational activities. Without the release of the Jeddah Point property and the commitment from the area residents to fund themselves $1.5 million of environmental cleanup, this project would not have been possible. And to learn more about this project, be sure and take the county manager's annual report that's at your table, location with you today. Seminole County Animal Services also had an exciting 2018, finding home for nearly 2,400 pets and performing close to 18,000 field service calls. We recently added a full-time veterinarian to the Animal Services team, enhancing care and providing in-house spay and neutering services, which helps expedite the adoption process. Perhaps the most exciting addition to the Animal Services was our mobile adoption trailer. This state-of-the-art trailer provides the ability to conduct adoptions, microchipping, and vaccinations at off-site events. This purchase was made possible through a generous gift from Marjorie Grimmett, a former Seminole County resident who worked at the courthouse and also as a waitress at East Oceans Restaurant. You see, Marjorie had adopted a bird from our shelter. They gave her a bird shower, which answers for her costume. And her experience at Animal Shelter was so rewarding that when she passed away, she left this to our community. And we are so thankful for Marjorie for her generous gift. Let's give her a round of applause. And how could we talk about animals without an update of the impact on our urban bear management ordinance? Since its adoption, human-to-bear encounters have decreased by 17%, and we have distributed more than 3,200 bear-resistant containers throughout our community to our residents. You know, Seminole County has many caring employees, and some of the most dedicated are our Seminole County Veteran Services Department. These men and women are committed to serving those from the greatest generation to the latest generation. Last year, our Veterans Services Division averaged 1,100 client contacts a month and held over 80 community outreach events. The annual Veterans Stand Down has supported more than 500 homeless veterans since its inception, including medical and dental screenings. Last year, the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs contributed nearly $250 million in benefits to local veterans. Of the 35,000 plus veterans that call Seminole County home, over 9,000 of these men and women are retired. They have a total veteran retirement exceeding $240 million, and that's non-taxable income to spend here in our community. If you are a veteran or active duty military, please stand and be recognized. We want to thank you for your service. God bless you. Seminole County government offers hundreds of programs and services to support and benefit our residents. Our more than 1,300 employees are captained by County Manager Nicole Guillet. Her dedicated leadership team is committed to delivering essential services to our citizens every day. I'd like to ask the County Manager and all county employees to stand and be recognized. Thank you for your steadfast service to our county and to our citizens. So on behalf of your Board of County Commissioners, I'd like to thank our event sponsors and you for spending your Valentine's Day with us. It's our residents, business, and community leaders like you that help us chart the course that makes Seminole County a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you again for joining us today, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.